Jonas Vingegaard, the most beloved Danish anchovy outside the Jutland Peninsula, is going to defend his bib number 1 in the 2024 Tour de France. Kudos and congratulations. He will do so in a blue jersey that the Rabobank team claims is in honour of the Renaissance. But in reality, we know that it's a homage to those blue fishmongers full of omega-3 from the spiny sea bream that humble cleaners like Jonas have prepared for the tasting of lucky Danish citizens. It's always the Danes. We are very happy that Vingegaard is back, and with quite a competent team with dangerous elements such as the Belgian bot, the Gregario of Gregarios Jorgensen, Wilco Kelderman or Sepp Kuss, a guy so helpful and devoted to his Rabobank team that he has declared hilariously that he looked stronger than the anchovy in the Vuelta a España 2023 and that he would have won the red jersey even if he hadn't had a 3-minute lead in a bidon breakaway. Statements that will serve to make Amazon's documentaries about the histrionic Grand Tour hat-trick of Richard Plugger's team even more watchable and therefore attract more sponsors to the team. Well done, Durango Kid. However, all this nice news does not hide the real strategy of the Rabobank team. They are determined to win the Tour de France 2024, and they will use a doctor who was already surrounded by dopers more than 15 years ago. This is a video you don't want to miss, but before we continue, let me remind you, you can participate in this amazing raffle of a Van Rijssel bike. Only for those who subscribe to our Celebs Highlights Celebrity channel and leave comments related to the video after watching until the end. We will announce the winner over there after the Grand Boucle has concluded, so stay tuned. And now, yes, let's get on with the anchovy and his darkest secret. We are sure that Jonas Vingegaard is going to be at a great physical level for the Tour. It was his own director, Merijn Zeeman, who was full of mouth a month ago, telling everyone who'd listened that if our favourite fresh fish went to Christian Prudhomme's race, it would be because he is at 100% of his physical condition. For this, and despite the hard crashes of podcaster Van Baarle and Stefan Kruijsweg in the Dauphiné, Jonas was going to be focused and concentrated in Tignes, about 2 hours away from his main rival, Poggi, and he will be surrounded by the group of riders who will accompany him in the defence of the yellow jersey. We've seen him in photographs with many fans wishing him a speedy recovery, and we've also seen him training at a very good level, and so we will not be surprised to see him arrive at the start line at Florence, willing to give everything for the first hard stages of this year's Tour, his first real danger. Now, the Rabobank team's tactic is clear. Everyone must support Jonas during that very tough first week of the Tour and lose as little time as possible against the Saunier Duval team aliens. In fact, the Belgian bot, who only in December was happy to get the smell of fish off his back and looking forward to be able to shine solo in the Giro d'Italia, has now lent himself completely to Richard Plugger's designs and insists that he will not be looking for individual victories. Instead, he will provide his multi-tool services so that Jonas is well protected and well defended. Perhaps Van Aert's words show a lack of confidence in the leader, in his beloved anchovy, who obviously has to be on the defensive in a Galibier that was glorious for him in 2022, but has the potential to be his sporting tomb in 2024. But look, if he can get over that hurdle near the Slovenian, or why not think big, even with him, he will have achieved his main goal, and then he will have time to prepare for his next and final offensive. In a Tour de France design as strange as this one, with even a time trial finish, Jonas is interested in making the competition as bearable as possible, and so he will try to ally himself with other teams to ensure that Saunier Duval doesn't make the race too hard from the start. We wouldn't be surprised if one of the teams approached is Orica, with whom they've exchanged Coen Bowman for Simon Yates. The anchovy will obviously be grateful in the form of donations and prizes, but he will have to move very well in the race and reach agreements with other dangerous teams. Teams looking for stage wins such as the Van Rijssel's Casino, or the Lidl of the also Danish Pedersen, and friends of the Union leader Hansen, or even the team of the Jewish Israel Premier Tech of the White Kenyan. Perhaps they could even promise this washed-up individual a giveaway stage to help him justify his disproportionate salary of almost $6 million a year. Now, obviously, Jonas won't be able to please everyone, but the more the merrier. He also has to make rivals such as Focusing Evenepoel or Carlos Rodriguez understand that if they all work together in these early stages, they can put Poggi on the ropes in the final stages. In other words, Vingegaard has to present himself in Florence with humility. He has to insist that the duel for the yellow jersey will be between Poggi and all the others. And this way, if they all work together and manage to help the anchovy to stop the Slovenian alien and his historic Saunier team, he will then be able to attack Urska Zigard's boyfriend in the Alps, undoubtedly the key point of this Tour de France. But also, the anchovy plan has another secret. Something that we can tell you, hopefully, without Dracula Gianetti overhearing us, but I know he watches our videos. Come a little closer. A little closer. That's it. We know about this plan thanks to nutritionist and triathlete Oscar Joikerdrup, one of the druids behind the successes of the always clean Haile Gebrselassie, or Roman Abramovich's Chelsea FC, or Mo Farah, who skipped anti-doping controls, or Erling Haaland, the footballer with a growth hormone face who eats cow hearts. Coincidentally, he was the nutritionist of the Rabobank team when the team was called Rabobank and was full of dopers. Although many will say that the anchovy team is completely different from the Chicken Rasmussen team. Completely. Joikerdrup the Druid, in a recent interview on NOS, is so sure of the success of his anchovy that he claims that at Saunier Duval they are still not going to come close to his nutrition system. It is impossible. For him, many teams are looking for the ultimate miracle cure, a great metaphor that could have been perfectly said by John Cleese in the legendary film Rat Race, inspired by the professional cycling of the times when Joikerdrup debuted as a druid. At the same time, he shuts the mouth of one of his own men, the Gregario of Gregarios, Jorgensen, who said that one of the advantages of the Rabobank team was that the food was delivered to your home in a truck, just like an Uber order. Joikerdrup says that's nonsense, that any team can copy the trucks. The most important thing is what those trucks are carrying. Joikerdrup, the druid, believes that the combination of fructose and glucose is the real holy grail, something they have discovered so that in the races they are better prepared and better fueled than any other combination of carbohydrates. And the intestines can digest the food better, and that's why the anchovy looks rested. He looks as fresh as if he's just been caught in the Baltic, despite having spent the last 5 hours sweating on his bike. Oh, and those haters, like Netflix, thinking that the anchovy is doping, when the reality was this: nutrition. Nutrition with a doctor. Nutrition with a doctor of dopers, but who now treats Rabobank cyclists 100% clean, with fructose and dextrose. The miracle remedy that Poggi didn't know about. And now, thanks to this channel, he already does know about it. Oh dear. Well, that's the cat out of the bag. Dracula Gianetti, you're welcome. You can thank us by subscribing, and of course, if you can give us a good old super thanks. We won't complain.